All right, Cart. Illinois, quiet offseason. We've talked about it a couple times already, and most Illinois fans that we are in the circles of don't seem too worried about it. They point to last year. Terrence Shannon and Matthew Meyer came up late in the process. They're not that worried. I've also seen the expectation that like everybody returns and they already have a point guard under wraps. I've said I think there's a little bit of delusion with the Illinois fan base on what's actually going to happen with this team. I don't think they're going to get everybody back and also a certain point guard named RayJ Dennis. That's the big rumor, though. RayJ Dennis to the Illini. He's their starting point guard next year. This comes to you from the makers of Tiger Campbell to Illinois. He's their point guard next year. It's supposedly a done deal. But RayJ Dennis is also supposedly going to take some visits elsewhere. Is RayJ Dennis going to be the starting point guard at Illinois? And is that a good thing for Illinois next year?
I think he will be. I actually do. Yeah, I do agree with you, though. It's not smart. I don't know if I want to say it's not smart to assume anything in this era of college basketball. You really can't. So I think it's so fluid with NIL, with everything else that's going on. There's nothing that's really a guarantee anymore in my eyes. It's now they might be leaning one way or another, but you can't really assume too much, which gives me a good transition into the fact that I'm going to assume that Illinois gets RayJ Dennis next year. I think that's good for this basketball team. They needed a point guard. Now, I know you might have different feelings on RayJ Dennis's game. He's a non-shooter at point guard to me as far as knocking down the three-point shot, which
non-shooter, really?
I think is a three-point shooter, yes.
Okay.
The numbers are okay, I think. I think he's more of a bucket getter than an actual shooter, which is not an awful thing. But I don't know. I think I got a little bit of tum-tum syndrome where I really want my point guard to be able to shoot, or maybe my combo guard to be able to shoot. Which hurts me because my point guard's AJ Hoggard. I know, shut your ass up. Don't even say it.
You saying that as an AJ Hoggard fan is insane to me.
Am I an AJ Hoggard fan?
I don't know. Continue.
We'll have to Seton Hall. But yeah, I think it'll be a good ad for this team. But it's crazy that I think it goes from we're getting all these guys, we're getting all these superstars to, we're getting MAC point guards and we're getting Marcus Domask and Justin Harmon. Like they're good guys, don't get me wrong, but it's just like it's a different vibe. But it also kind of fits into the narrative that I had, that you get kind of these guys that are maybe not superstars, but they can just fit in with the core guys that you have. They just fit in with the Ty Rodgers, the Sincere Harris's, Luke Goodies and Dane Dangers of the world, and just kind of roll with that core.
Yeah, I just think that goes against what Brad has said he's going to do to build this program, which is kind of the narrative of the offseason for me. Is like he hit the podium right when the season ended and said we're going to get superstars in the portal. And then he got Marcus Domask and Justin Harmon in the portal. And he's trying to get RayJ Dennis. To me, those guys aren't superstars, Cart. And Illinois fans can disagree with me on that. I got people in my mentions from this week saying, I joked, Boo Buie is back. And that's half of the best backcourt in the Big Ten is returning. And I got people replying to that saying RayJ Dennis and Terrence Shannon is the best backcourt in the Big Ten. First of all, neither one of those guys are confirmed on the roster next year. Second of all, that's not close to the best backcourt in the Big Ten. Like, RayJ Dennis is good. He's good, okay? Illinois fans, hear me. He's good. He's a good player at Toledo. That's all we know about RayJ Dennis. Like, I have a PhD in body language studies in college basketball, and I have a minor in MAC point guards, okay? I know about this shit. You can't confidently say how good they will be. You just don't know. It's an individual case-by-case basis. Even look at the best up transfer point guards that have come to the Big Ten. Tyson Walker was pretty bad his first year, and then in year two, he was awesome. Jalen Pickett was fine, forgettable his first year, and then he was the best player in the conference his second year. Like, this shit changes, and it takes time, and RayJ Dennis isn't a 2-year guy at Illinois. He's a 1-year guy. So he better come in firing from day one. But the truth is, this is a guy that wasn't good enough to crack it at Boise State. So he had to go to Toledo. Like, there's a much higher chance that he's Jalen Llewellyn than there is that he's Jalen Pickett. And look, there's middle ground to that. Like, I've watched Michigan take Mike Smith. I've watched them take Devontae Jones. Like, there's middle ground. You can bring in good players, but Mike Smith worked because he could be the fifth option on a loaded team. If RayJ Dennis was asked to be the fifth option on last year's Illinois team, I think that really works. But I think this roster next year is going to ask RayJ Dennis to be like the second option, because I don't think they're getting Coleman and Terrence Shannon back. They might get one of them back, but they're not getting both, in my opinion. And
which one would you want back?
Terrence, for sure. You want Terrence back. And that's no disrespect to Coleman, friend of the sleepers. We love you, Coleman. But I think if a team was built around Coleman as their best player and their do everything guy, that gets really erratic to me. Coleman was very good last year, in my opinion, but that was really, he was the third option, right? He could, like, if he was bad one day, you didn't need to rely on Coleman to do everything. So I don't know, man. That's where I think this is headed, is like, if they get RayJ, he's going to have to be option number 2 on that team. I don't think RayJ Dennis is a second option on a good Big Ten team at all. And I don't think it's a done deal to get RayJ Dennis. I don't. Like, your boy Trilly, who we just talked about in the last video, is like telling people it should be Illinois, but the longer this goes, like, he's going to visit other schools and other big name schools are going to want him. I don't know. I don't think it's done. I think it's like 60% they get RayJ Dennis.
Where's RayJ Dennis from? Is he like a Chicago kid, Illinois kid? Do we know that?
That sounds right. Let me look it up. Yeah, Oswego, Illinois.
Because I think that's where it started originally.
Oswego, Illinois. And look, he's good, man. He's good. He is. I think he's more of a shooter than you give him credit for, just because, like, he took 5 threes a game that were tough ones and hit a good percent last year. But, like, you're right. That's bucket getting. That's not like spot shooting, which Illinois probably needs. I question the caliber of it. I don't want to build teams around mid-major point guards ever. Don't do that. He's not Tiger Campbell.
Yeah, also, like, not to pile on him, but like, Toledo had a lot of expectations coming into this year, and they shit the bed in the MAC tournament. I mean, they made it to the championship game, but they lost. And, we didn't get to see like a RayJ Dennis in the tournament or something like that. And even going to last year's team, like Ryan Rollins was the guy on Toledo. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's not fair to assume that RayJ Dennis is just going to come in and just be impactful and be a all Big Ten guy immediately. I think that's way, I don't know. It's just, it's not, it doesn't make sense to me.
A team with RayJ Dennis as its best player last season lost to Kansas City, East Carolina, George Mason, Marshall, Ball State, Kent State again, and Michigan. That's 8 losses in a year in the MAC.
I love how Michigan found its way into that list of teams.
I'm just saying, like, that's, and Illinois doesn't know a lot about losing to Michigan, but hey, look, he's going to be surrounded by better guys. Could he be good? Yes, but there's a much, much, much higher outcome here that he's not good. And again, I think we spent this whole video talking about what he's going to look like at Illinois when we don't know that he's going to end up at Illinois. So I don't know where that leads us, man.
And if they don't get him and Shannon doesn't come back,
is Juwan Howard coaching them at that point? Like, that's the only thing that makes sense. That's a Juwan Howard roster build. Get screwed over in the portal, add some mid-majors. Like, I don't know.
Can I throw out my quick Illinois just hot take with absolutely no explanation, but I truly believe it. I might come out with a think piece on it at a later date.
Of course.
Even if they add RayJ Dennis, I think that Guerrier is going to be the best, like, transfer or player on this team.
That's terrifying. If Guerrier is the best player on this team, that is
best transfer.
Oh, okay. I don't hate that. I do think he could be really good.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
I think that's an underrated, really good pickup.
I would like your think piece on that at some point. So, All right, Illinois again. Like this is just like the fourth video this offseason where I'm just shitting on Brad Underwood and shitting on Illinois. I don't like doing that. I still trust Brad a lot, but I thought we were getting some superstar transfers. We're not really getting those guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll be interesting to see what the coaching job looks like with
Would you
that.
take RayJ Dennis or Caleb Love?
I think it depends a lot on like what you want.
If you're Illinois next year with the roster they need, would you rather have RayJ Dennis or Caleb Love?
Caleb Love.
Yeah, right. That's where I'm at, and that's like
Yeah.
that's not good. Like, why didn't that happen? Like, they easily could have gotten Caleb Love over Juwan Howard. Like, Caleb Love's better than RayJ Dennis. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know, man. Things are weird right now.
Be good. Hey, do something for us. Why not? It's not enough for us.
I don't want to be a fair weather champagne fan, but I need a reason. Okay. I need a reason to go back to Murphy's next week. We'll see. All right, Cart. Good talking to you. Shout out Illinois Nation. Shout out Brad Underwood.
Champagne, I miss you.